All right, welcome. Today, we're tackling a puzzle that, on the surface, seems pretty straightforward but can cause some major headaches in the SAP world. We're talking about a common business request that goes head-to-head with the system's core logic. So let's break it down. So here it is, the big question. Can two completely different companies share the exact same storage location inside SAP? I mean, it sounds like a simple, practical thing to want to do, right? Well, as you're about to see, SAP has some pretty strong opinions on the matter.
And to really get to the solution, we first have to understand why this is a roadblock at all. The answer, it turns out, is baked right into the very structure of how SAP organizes its entire world. Everything in SAP starts at the very top with the company code. And you got to understand, this isn't just a label. It's a distinct, independent legal entity. It's the kind of thing that has its own balance sheet. For today, let's just think of it as our parent company, Megacorp Inc.
Okay, so nested directly under that company code is the plant. Now, a plant can only belong to one single company code. So if our company is Megacorp Inc., a plant is kind of like a specific branch, say, the Megacorp New York office.
And finally, that brings us down to the storage location. This is the actual specific spot where inventory is physically kept, and here's the key, it's always tied to a single plant. So, following our little analogy, if the plant is the New York office, the storage location is room 101 inside of it. You can already see the strict nested hierarchy taking shape, can't you? And this, right here, this is the unbreakable rule at the very heart of our puzzle. A storage location belongs to a plant, and a plant belongs to a company code. You see that chain? It means that every single storage location is ultimately tied to just one company code. No exceptions, period.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. You might think, hey, I can trick the system. You could create a storage location called SLOC_01 under Plant A, and then another one with the exact same name under Plant B. But here's the thing. To SAP, those are not the same place at all. Because their parent plants are different, the system sees Plant A/SLOC_01 and Plant B/SLOC_01 as two completely separate realities.
So, the system's logic is pretty clear. It says no. But what happens if you try to work around it anyway? What if you just pretend these two system locations are really just one physical shelf? Well, that's when your system data and the physical reality start to drift apart, creating a massive inventory mismatch. And listen, this isn't just some theoretical problem. As SAP expert Suvendu points out, trying to force this kind of workaround inevitably leads to some really serious data problems. You end up with a major mismatch between your system records and what's actually sitting on the shelf.
Let's think about it with a super simple example. You've got one physical shelf, right? And on it are 100 items. Some of them belong to Company A, some to Company B. When you go to do a stock count, you see 100 units. How in the world is SAP supposed to know which ones belong to whom? It has absolutely no way to split that single physical count across two different company records.
This table really shows the core of the problem. You can see it right there. One physical count, 100 units. But in the system, you've got two separate buckets to put them in, one for Company A and one for Company B. SAP simply has no way to split that physical number. It can't just decide, oh, 60 belong here and 40 belong there. It's a complete logical dead end.
But, just because this direct approach doesn't work, that doesn't mean the business need isn't valid. There is a way to solve this. We just need to think one level higher up in SAP structure. And that brings us to the warehouse level solution.
So the key to cracking this puzzle isn't found where you'd expect, down at the storage location level. Nope. The real answer lies somewhere else.
It's one level up. The solution is all about using a warehouse management structure. This is the official, the SAP-supported way to handle this whole scenario.
So what exactly is a warehouse in this context? Well, think of it like a higher-level umbrella. It's a structure that was specifically designed to manage stock across multiple storage locations. And here's the crucial part. It can link to storage locations from different plants, and therefore from different company codes. It was literally built to solve this exact problem.
Okay, so let's walk through the correct architecture. It's actually a simple, three-step process. Step 1, you follow the rules. You create two unique storage locations, one for each plant. Let's call them SLOC-A and SLOC-B. Step 2, you then link both of those distinct locations to a single shared warehouse. And step 3, this is the magic part,
The warehouse now manages the total physical stock, while SAP tracks the legal ownership perfectly within each separate storage location. And just like that, problem solved.
So, the real lesson here is about designing with the system's logic, not fighting against it. Let's wrap up with the key takeaway from all of this.
So, what have we learned? First, you absolutely cannot directly share a single storage location between two company codes. It's just architecturally impossible. Second, trying to fake it with workarounds will cause massive inventory integrity problems. Third, the correct and fully supported solution is to use a single warehouse to manage multiple unique storage locations. This is the design that perfectly aligns the physical reality of a shared space with the logical requirements of the SAP system. It's clean, it's right, and it works.
And that brings us to our final thought. We found the solution to this puzzle not by hammering away at the problem area itself, but by looking one level up in the system's design. So the question I want to leave you with is this. What other seemingly impossible business problems could you solve by applying that same logic, by taking a step back and looking one level up in the architecture? Something to think about. Thanks for joining us.